Hi, in this session, we'll have a look at some of the verbal questions available in company-specific papers. This particular set of slides contains questions asked in companies like Capgemini, Accenture, and TCS. So let's start with Capgemini. Capgemini asks only an essay, which, as you can see in the slide, is for 25 minutes, and the score that you need to get is 7 out of 10 marks. Most of the topics that are asked in the essay are latest news related topics or generalized topics. As you can see in the previous tests that they conducted, you had geopolitical issues and questions based on demonetization. There is a high chance of a topic related to COVID likely to come in the coming papers of Capgemini essay writing. So let's have a look at what is their expectation out of the essay. So as it says over here, the test is taken online. You need to type in the essay in the software given. As you can see, the word limit is 300. So they expect at least 290 to 300 words to be written in the essay. Their expectation is basically an essay formed with proper grammatical structure, with focus on capitalization, spelling, punctuations. Of course, you need to divide them into paragraphs. Any good essay written will contain 3 paragraphs, that is the introduction, body, and conclusion. Of course, you are most welcome to divide the body section of an essay into another 2 or 3 paragraphs as you wish. One more point that's mentioned over here is using heavy words that are considered to be proficient in English will not award extra points. So there is no necessity for you to use long words or difficult words. It's not exactly the extraordinary vocabulary that they are looking for. All they want is proper sentence structure in terms of grammar. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Now, these are some of the topics that you can use to practice. As you can see, most of them are generalized topics as such. So you have topics based on vacation, education, sports persons, etc. These are a few more topics for your practice. About your dream job, some related to climate change, learning, understanding, etc. So please practice these essays. Try to write 290 to 300 words. Okay. So the next paper that we are going to look at is Accenture. So for this company, they ask a lot of verbal questions. So as you can see, they give 20 questions and you need to choose multiple choice questions basically. So you need to choose the correct answers in 20 minutes. That's the time limit. Okay, so based on last year's paper, that is 2019, as you can see, there is no negative marking. Normally Accenture conducts CoCubes or AMPCAT pattern. These are test prep companies, but there is also one company called Meritrack. The pattern is almost similar. As you can also see, there is a sectional cutoff, hence you need to concentrate on all the 3 sections. That is, they have in the entire aptitude test, you have quantitative aptitude, logical reasoning, as well as verbal. Okay, so let's see what the syllabus is. So basically, they ask questions on vocabulary and contextual vocabulary. Contextual vocabulary is nothing but they give you a blank in a sentence. So based out of the context, you need to understand the sentence and choose the correct fit into the blank. So they also ask questions on synonyms and antonyms. Based on grammar, you have different types of questions like sentence errors, sentence improvement, sentence construction, and you also have reading comprehension passages. Let's move on to the next slide. So we see a few examples of the types of questions that these people ask. So the first question, the explanations and the answers are also given in these slides so that you can get an idea on how to go about answering these questions. We'll also have a look at multiple choice strategies, test taking strategies, how to go about solving multiple choice questions. So as you can see, the first question says, choose the option which can be substituted for the given words. That is, they have given the meaning of a word which means very high spirited, full of cheerless or enthusiasm. So as you can see, 4 choices are available and the answer is D. You may not know the meaning of ebullient, but of course a common word people use is eccentric. Eccentric means crazy or deviating from the norm. Another common word that can be easily identified is sporting, which means exhibiting sportsmanship. A new word that you would probably learn now is Eburnean, which relates to ivory, that is tusks of an elephant. Okay. But of course, ebullient is the answer, which means overflowing with enthusiasm and excitement. So this is how you go about eliminating. Obviously, you can eliminate eccentric and sporting, but then you're left out with Eburnean and ebullient. So that's how you go about multiple choice questions. Try to eliminate it. Okay, one more type of question is contextual vocabulary. This is a couple of blanks available in this question. So it says, when her illness took a turn for the worse, the doctors took dash to dash the situation. So obviously when there is a problem or an issue, you always take steps to solve the problem, solve the problem that's available in front of you. So over here, as you can see, the best answer would be took steps to ameliorate. Ameliorate in the sense, as it says over there, took steps to improve. So that's the best fit in the 2 blanks available. Let's have a look at one more type of question. This is an analogy question, wherein the first set of words that's given is routine is to unusual. So what you need to do is try to find out the relationship between routine and unusual. Routine is something that you do on a regular basis. So it is a usual thing that you do. And then you have to relate it to unusual. So obviously these are antonyms. They have the opposite meaning. The closest that can be related to this relationship is, as you can see, the answer is C. Illuminate means make something brighter. Maybe a room can be illuminated with lamps or with bulbs. And the opposite of that is darken. Darken means to reduce the light that is available in a room. Okay, so these 2 are opposites. Let's go on to the next slide. Here you can see these are para-jumbles. That is, you have a set of sentences given. So these are jumbled sentences and you need to put them in the proper order. So the basic strategy over here is to identify a sentence which is of a generalized nature, so that we can start off with that. So the best choice would be D, as they have given in the answer. So the first statement itself is a generalized statement which says that the 1971 war changed the political geography of the subcontinent. This can be followed by 4 because it says it also profoundly altered. So this it refers to the war. Okay, the war altered the result of the war altered the geostrategic situation in Southeast Asia. And then this can be followed by statement number 2, which talks about significance of the event. Despite this, there has been no serious book about the conflict. And there's supposed to be a comma after the event. And then the final sentence, surrender at Dhaka, aims to fill this gap. So this is how you go about solving para-jumble questions. Go for a generalized statement at the beginning and look for continuation in terms of pronouns or other keywords that can relate to the previous sentence. That's how you put these sentences in order. Let's go on to the next slide. Excuse me. So here it says you need to spot the part that has the error in it. So the statement that's given over there is divided into 4 parts, A, B, C and D. So basically there is a grammatical error in the sentence. So you need to identify which part has the error. So as it says over here, each of the speakers whom I invited to participate in the debate has indicated their unwillingness. Now, whenever you use each of the speakers, each refers to one person. That is, whenever you have each or every or everyone, everybody, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, all these take third person singular. It's not considered as a plural form. It is considered as third person singular. So instead of their unwillingness, you need to change this to his or her unwillingness. You can use his as a universal word where it is understood. So that's the problem in this sentence. Let's have a look at the next set of questions, which is related to the TCS mock test questions over here. So TCS conducts an exam online which is called TCS Ninja. So in this test there are various types of questions available. So let's have a look at this particular paragraph where they have given blanks and they have given some words in brackets for each blank. So you need to choose the one that's appropriate. Mostly related to grammar, so you need to figure out which tense to use in terms of a verb or a preposition. Let's have a look at each one of the questions. So we start out with a greenhouse is a glass covered structure. So obviously used to grow plants. So the third choice is suitable over there. It has transparent glass that allows sunlight to pass through. So sunlight always passes through something, right? Especially if it is glass. So through is the correct preposition over there. Then we continue, but does not allow the heat inside to escape. So we are done with that sentence. The same effect occurs on the earth. So you have to choose the first option, effect. Now effect here is a noun, right? It's a thing. As you know, nouns are name, place, animal and thing. So affect as such, A-F-F-E-C-T, is a verb. So here, since you are talking about a thing, you need to choose the noun form, that is effect, E-F-F-E-C-T. Then the sun's radiation, that is S-U-N'-S, the first choice is correct because it says radiation of the sun, that's what it means. And then the next blank you have passes through the atmosphere. Since it's a generalized statement, you need to use passes, that is simple present tense, through the atmosphere to heat the earth's surface. When heated, the earth's surface produces infrared radiation which has a longer wavelength than that of sunlight. This infrared radiation rises into the atmosphere where gases such as carbon dioxide, so you're talking about gases such as carbon dioxide. So the subject over here is gases and such as carbon dioxide is just a subclause. So the main subject over here is gases, which is plural. So you need to use the second choice, that is prevent. Okay. You shouldn't have an S along with that. The second choice out of the 3 is correct. gases prevent the infrared radiation from escaping into space. The concentration of these gases, those and which are called, so which one would you choose? So you are talking about concentrations. So concentrations is plural, so you need to use those. I'm sorry, it's not those. The concentrations of these gases, which are called greenhouse gases, control how much infrared radiation escapes. So which is the suitable choice over here? Okay, let's go to the next question. So all you need to do is, a sentence is divided into 4 parts and you need to find out if there is any grammatical error in it. Do the roses in your garden smell more sweetly than those in ours? So it's pretty obvious and very simple. You cannot use more sweetly, you need to use sweeter. That is the comparative degree of sweet. You must remember comparison of adjectives: sweet, sweeter, sweetest. So when you compare the roses in one person's garden to another person's garden, obviously you use a comparative degree. So the comparative degree of sweet is sweeter. All right, let's have a look at one more. Idioms. So a lot of idioms need to be learnt. One of the questions that was asked in the previous test is to catch a tartar. So tartar is, you must have seen in toothpaste advertisements. Tartar is germs in your mouth, tartar and plaque, you would have heard. So obviously it is something bad. So to catch a tartar means to catch a dangerous person. So you can remember it this way. Okay. So one more question here. Basically fill in the blank. So they're asking you to complete the sentence with the suitable option. So I felt somewhat more relaxed. Obviously, he's right now feeling well, and earlier he was probably tensed. Okay, maybe there was something pressing at that point of time. So I felt somewhat more relaxed. So obviously the answer is D, and tension free as compared to earlier. So right now he was relaxed and tension free. Earlier he was a little tense. Okay. One more question. Grain is to salt. So this is an analogy question. So the relationship over here, as we can see, is salt has small particles which are called grains of salt. So similarly, the fourth option is the correct one that we can relate to. Chip is to glass. So small pieces of glass are called chips. Okay. So that's a little bit of, I hope you guys got an idea of what kind of questions come in Capgemini, Accenture as well as TCS. In the coming sessions, we'll have a look at a few more companies. Thank you so much for listening. Bye-bye.